Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment. And here we go.
This episode is not brought to you by Best Buy. They're a real piece of trash and we hate them. This episode is sponsored by the new movie, Mountain Man. It's a man versus a mountain. Check it out on the Levels of Geeks podcast.
And now your hosts of Levels of Geeks Live, Alex Figueroa and Nate.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Levels of Geeks Live. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and my co-host is...
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
All right, so look, today is a jam-packed show. We brought back some old segments, and we brought them back to the new segment. Pretty much, we revamped a lot of the old segments. But today, we have some cinema. Today, we're going to talk about two topics that are big that happened today in the world of Hollywood, cinema, whatever you want to talk about. And then, of course, we're going to talk about our main topic, which is social media ruining movies before their release date. Other than that, it's a jam-packed show, but I want to say what's up to everyone that is live with us. But first things first, let's take care of our Patreons. You ready for that,
Oh, yeah.
Nate?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Patreons are Pablo Lafrosia. Oh, let me hit him with some...
My man.
There you go. Jonathan McCoy.
My man.
All right, Charles Woods.
My man.
Stephanie.
My man.
Jay Manley.
Lady.
My man.
Becklish.
My man.
My lady. Robert makes the cut.
Lady.
My man.
And Kevin Simmons.
My man.
And of course, everyone that is live with us today. We got some Tony movie chappy. We got Harrison. How are you doing? And pretty much, if you guys are going to be turkling in while
Robert. Rev. Kevin's here. That's it right now. But you know,
No,
they always show up like 5 minutes late.
Yes, if you guys are showing up and whatever, say what's up, say hi in chat. We'll get right to you. But we have a lot of things to talk about. We got 90 minutes of me, Nate, and you guys all together for the night. So with that said, let's have some fun with the biggest news of the day. Nate does not know what's going to happen. Why? Because that's the way I did it. So here we go. Let's have some fun with the biggest news in the world of sports, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
That's right, baby. If you did not hear, what's rocking the baseball news is that Max Scherzer signed a 3-year, $130 million with the New York Mets, baby.
That's
Nate,
right.
what did you think?
Look, I told you last night. You texted me, and I was reading. You know, I follow Bleacher Report. I got my brother. My brother's a big Mets fan. And you were texting me, oh, they're close. I said, I don't believe anything until pen hits paper and he signed, because I know them. I've been a Mets fan since my whole life. And I know how this works. How this works is the Mets are close to signing somebody, and then they sign with the Los Angeles Angels or the New York Yankees or friggin' the Philadelphia. That's how it goes. We don't get these guys usually. If they didn't come through our system, we don't get them. So I was like, no, you know what? We probably won't get Scherzer. He's just using us. He's going to leverage us to get a bigger deal from the Dodgers. And then when it was finalized, my brother texted me. I slammed my fist on my desk at work. Good thing no one works there, so they didn't get scared. And my one neighbor was like, what happened? I was like, I'm so happy. And then he doesn't like sports, so he didn't care. He didn't care after that. But I was very happy. Look, it's a huge deal. It's a lot of money. I don't care. It's not my money. Spend the money, Steve. Spend the money. I don't care. I'm very excited for next season. And we got the best 1-2 in baseball. Like pitching, we got the best 1-2. You know, we could probably do a whole sports show. You guys don't understand. We know a lot about sports. We know not everyone does, so we'll keep it brief. Yeah. All you guys need to know is we got, I would say, the second best pitcher, because we already had the best pitcher in the game. And now we got the second best, probably, arguably, on the same team. It's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I agree with you. I mean, I was floored when I got the news, and I was going crazy. I mean, I sent you a thing, and I bet you were working going, this dude. But I went nuts. I sent it to everybody. And look, I'm going to keep it short because I know our audience is not big Mets fans and not baseball fans. But like I said, I'm very excited. This is one of the biggest news today in baseball, and we got one of the best pitchers. You guys do not understand. 1-2 punch. We got the Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling effect with the New York Mets. If you guys don't know what that is, they're the 2001 champions of baseball that year. But with that said, let's get into the actual cinema today. And today in cinema, man, let's just get right into it because this is weird. And let me just pull it up here. All right. So today in cinema, Spider-Man Trilogy is going to break a MCU record. And the reason why we're going to be talking about this, because it's kind of pretty big. And I want to take Nate's and you guys' things here. What you guys think about this? So Tom Holland, again, and I remember me and you was talking about this. I'm like, this kid is going to be typecasted as Spider-Man for the rest of his life. And you know what? Big Papa Al's theory is coming true. Because it looks like he inked himself another 3-year picture with Marvel, Sony Pictures, and supposedly after this movie that's done, they got a 4, 5, 6 movie on the works, and Tom Holland is going to be the first Marvel MCU character, Spider-Man, to have 6 solo films in the entire MCU universe. So Nate, please let me know what you think. Solo.
Right, he's had a co-lead pretty much, and not a co-lead, but he had help from somebody in all these movies, right? Yeah, Tony Stark in the first one. Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury in the second one. Now we got Doctor Strange in this one. But anyway, I digress.
I mean,
but what's my thoughts on this whole thing?
What do you thought about this whole, like, him signing again, we don't know if it's confirmed. They just saying that 456 is actually in the works, and we all know he's coming back. So what do you think of this, though? Smart
from a business move from the studio. He is, in my opinion, still the best total package Spider-Man that has been. In my opinion, I think, he's great at both. I think he's great at Peter Parker. He's great at Spider-Man. Could you argue that one of the other, Toby or Andrew's better as one or the other? You could probably make an argument, but I don't think either one of them is better as both, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So for me, I think it's a smart move by Sony. Lock him up. Why not? He's still young. He's in his 20s. You got to milk that thing. And let's be real. Spider-Man is, or was, until the MCU kind of set up its own thing, for lack of a better term, the cash cow of Marvel, right? He is essentially their Batman or Superman. He's the one that every kid knows, even if they've never read Spider-Man. You know what I mean? You show a picture of Superman to any random person, they know Superman. Yeah. That's Spider-Man to Marvel. You show a picture of Spider-Man, they know who Spider-Man is. So it makes sense. Honestly, it makes sense that he's the first one to get to that many solo movies. It makes sense that they locked him up for, I don't think there's anything wrong with planning. First of all, you have an idea of how many movies you want to do. Cool. Lock him up. Cool. There's no complaints from me about Tom Holland getting this many Spider-Man movies. I enjoy him. I see Rev in the chat, not a huge fan, but I do know a lot of other people are. I mean, hell, it broke AMC's website last night when the tickets went on sale. The whole thing crashed. Clearly he's popular. So
that was this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was at midnight last night. Every site you couldn't. My friend said it took him till 3 a.m. to be able to get in and get tickets, and so he's very popular. So good for them. Good for him. I have no complaints.
No, I mean, look, I don't mind it, and this is something I always said with actors that are young, or even if you get them and they're so good, you lock them up to a 3-picture deal because you never know what happens with the franchise. Even if the movie bombs in the first, at least you got them for sequels. Whereas if the first one is success and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to do it no more, you're like, crap, and everyone loves him. You don't want to go through that whole hassle. But I'm going to go into the chat and I want to see what you guys think about this because this is pretty big.
And let's be real. What's the alternative? Recast him again? The kid just started playing him 6 years ago. Why would you say, well, we're going to do 3 more, but we don't want Tom Holland. We're going to move on. He just barely even played the guy. I prefer keep continuity over constant recasting. Personally,
I agree with you. All right, so here we go. Dakota Buckner. How you doing, Dakota Buckner? He said, all I want is Freddie Freeman to re-sign with us, but congratulations on getting Max. He is a true Braves fan, so congratulations on
Freddie's
winning.
Going to re-sign with the Braves. I think you're safe there.
Yeah, you're good to go with that.
I hate the Braves.
Tony Mui Chappie says, look, I don't know about everyone, but I already got in my tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home on December 17th. Well, you're lucky, my friend, but we're going to talk about that in just a second about tickets and all that. Red Force says, look, I don't care for Holland's Spider-Man films, so I don't care, and then he laughs.
Fair.
Everyone wants to say
Be
baseball.
quiet, go Cubs, be quiet. Dodgers, be quiet.
Yep.
Trevor, what's up?
There? Hey, how you doing? Oh, Dakota Buckner also said, if they bring in Harry Osborn in the next trilogy, do you think who do you think should play him? I think Timothy Chalamet would be
Timothy Chalamet, from Dune.
Oh, okay.
Harry, is that the son?
No, Harry's the his best friend from school, the rich guy, the rich kid.
Who do we have so far? James Franco and Dane
James.
DeHaan. That's who played him in the first two.
Yeah.
I don't know, some other young guy. I don't know. I that's not a role that I have a dream cast for. Chalamet's not a bad choice. He is young. He fits the age. He's popular. You know what I mean? As far as a young actor, it's inspired. I don't know if he would do it, but it's not a bad option, honestly. He has that face of he could be, rich, a rich kid. He have rich kid face.
Well,
maybe.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's it.
No, my thing is that Harry Osborn should have been introduced somewhere somehow in this universe. You know what I mean? He should have been introduced in Coming Home, the first movie, or at least the sequel with Far From Home. They should have at least had him somewhere in there, but they never did. So to me, that's going to be a kind of a weird storyline if he comes back and goes, "Hey, Peter, hey, what's up?" And they all best friends all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's friends with the fat kid now.
Yeah, imagine he's Harry.
I'm really Harry. Harry all this time. My real name is Harry. I thought you knew that.
Yeah, my name is Harry Osborn.
But
that'd
be
look,
hilarious.
in terms of this whole, I think it's a smart move in terms of Disney/Marvel. Lock this kid up. He looks like he wants to continue playing Spider-Man. Then you know what? You keep giving this guy the money.
Exactly.
Let it happen. It'll be great. Now, the second story.
Okay. I knew about that one, guys. I knew about that one.
You know
I
about
don't know
that
about
one.
this next one.
You don't know about this, okay? This one is a little. This is a little crazy. Let me just pull up the article here. So, how am I gonna do this? Okay, let's do it this way, easier. So the tickets went on sale, right, for Spider-Man, right? So you're like, oh my God, Spider-Man! I got my tickets, right? You got it for Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. You're watching with the Pope, whatever. Cool, right?
Yeah. Good for
Well,
you.
guess what? It's now starting to get crazy. All right, Nate, you want to know why it's getting crazy?
Uh-oh. Why?
This is why it's going to get crazy. Because apparently tickets are being sold at $25,000 for premiere night on
got
eBay.
Movie ticket scalpers?
You got ticket movie scalpers, and people are paying a whopping $25K to watch it. Yes.
So
Can you
this
believe this?
This is one of those scenarios where personally, I can almost never ever get mad at the person who goes on eBay and says, "Hey, I have a Spider-Man ticket. If someone wants it for $25,000." Who can get mad at someone for that? Where I get mad is the people who pay the $25,000, because when there is no if no one buys it, that means there is no market for scalpers. You know what I mean? No one buys a ticket. It doesn't matter, because what's the point? But when people start paying for it, then you get all the termites come out of the woodwork. Now everyone's like, well, I'll charge them $10,000 and it's cheaper. And then that's when it gets crazy. So I'm mad at people for why would you pay $25,000 to see a movie, period? You can see it 2 days later. You can see it the next day. Listen, I'm not even lying. I know we were talking in our group chat. I didn't get tickets right away. I was like, This is too crazy. I'm not going to deal with it. But my cousin Elijah, shout out to Elijah, he just got us 2 tickets for Thursday night at 10:45 with a gift card. And he's like, hey, I got an extra seat. So I'm going Thursday night now. Look at that. I didn't have to pay $25,000. I had to pay $3.39. So it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I do not know what the F is going on here. Okay.
What are you doing?
This is absolutely crazy. $25,000 for a 2-hour movie. And if you're going to tell me, oh, I'm sitting down because I get to see it before everyone, I don't want to be spoiled. Why? You're paying $25. Who cares? And we're going to get to this topic, because the main topic is one of the reasons why I think the reason why these tickets are going for $25,000 is because of the main reason, our main topics for tonight. But again, why are they doing this? This is crazy, and this is not going to be the first. It's definitely not going to be the last of these tickets being sold at this monstrosity of a price of a $25K. Batman.
If it sells, I don't know if it's sold. I don't know if it's tickets sold for 25 or if someone's just selling it for 25. That's two different things. Because if they're just selling it, hey, good for you, bro. If I had anything that I paid $12 for, and someone wanted to give me $25,000, I would give it to them for $25,000 every time.
I would
every
too.
time. There's no way. So I'm not mad at that guy. I will be mad if someone pays for it. I'll be mad if someone buys the ticket for $25,000. I'll be upset.
I don't know, man. I hope it does sell, so I could be like, I'm with stupid. So
You're hoping it sells. I'm hoping it doesn't sell.
I hope it sells because you know what? That person is $25,000 smarter than the average beer. I mean,
that's true. Yeah, I guess part of me wants the seller to get the $25,000.
I do.
Hey, good for you, man. Yeah,
it's called stupidity, and I always this world is our generation. And I'm sorry to say it, and I know people are going to get all angry, but our generation, I feel so sad that you're willing to pay $25,000 for a Spider-Man ticket. Like, it's a normal day. I don't get it. Again,
you know what you can do? Tony said something up here, says people are buying their tickets fast because they don't want to be spoiled or don't want to see spoilers on social media, which we're going to talk about in a moment. But I have a solution to this. You can avoid paying $25,000 and still not get spoiled. And what you do is you go to like the next day or maybe 2 days, maybe Saturday. You get your ticket, okay? Then between Thursday and Saturday, you don't go on social media. You just don't go on there. You don't need to. Why? You don't want to be spoiled. And then you go see your movie. And then right after your movie, you get on your social media and you can check all your stuff, And I have a counter argument to this later, but I'm just saying in this example, there's way better ways than spending a year's salary for some people on one movie ticket. Or even if it's 2 movie tickets, it's too much.
But that's the world we live in now, dude. Like we're living in this world that it's like, I don't want to be spoiled. I'm spending $50,000 on premiere night. First of all, we don't even know what premiere night is anymore because now it's Wednesdays and Tuesdays before the Fridays and the Thursdays. It's like
someone got a ticket. Someone posted on Instagram that they got their ticket for like a 3:30 show on it. I'm like, I didn't even know this was playing 3:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday. It's getting her. I used to go at midnight. I used to go to the midnight screens. Now it's all the way up to 3 in the afternoon. Who can go to that? Retirees. People with no jobs.
And that's the thing, right? Like you have the YouTubers and again, we're not in the category of the YouTube world where we get these CDs before everyone. No,
we're just normal people who go on YouTube sometimes.
Yeah, we're normal dudes that pretty much go to the theater I go to the theater when I have a chance to, and then Nate
we pay money.
So I pay. But other people go before the audience go see it. So it's like, okay, cool. No mind on that. But now they're kind of noticing if you want to make a lot of money back, they're kind of noticing that Fridays is no more the release date or the Thursdays. Now it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is now equivalent to their weekend gross, which is so dumb. But let's see what happens. I want to hear what you guys think about this stupidity.
Kevin said, you spend $25K and you still have to pay for popcorn and candy. Yeah, that's true. That's another $60 on top of it.
Yeah. Popcorn Culture 33 said, I just saw the new Bond movie and I avoided all spoilers. Look at that. The movie came out in November. Hey, yeah. Robert makes the cut, says retirees, present, sir. Tribal Gigolo says, look, I haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife and I managed to avoid anything that happened in the film. There you go.
We did a whole spoiler review, and you know what he did? He just didn't watch that part where we talked about the spoilers. That you can do it if you try.
Pretty much. Let's see. I want to go up and see if I find some good stuff here. Robert says, look, don't be mad at the person. Be mad at the game. I don't know what game that is, but okay.
The resale game.
Yeah, pretty much resale. Streaming has been a blessing during the pandemic. Yeah, I mean, look, I totally agree with that. Pop Culture says, look, has anyone actually paid that amount? I don't know yet. Again, I just got the article, and I thought this was a good way to talk about it. But it's insane. And this is going to lead right into the actual main topic of today. So you guys have some stuff to talk about. This is the perfect time because if you guys been mad, this is the perfect time for you to just let loose and let us know what you guys think about this. Is social media ruining movies before it released? I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna say absolutely it is. I got rid of Instagram. So if you people go, oh, where's Levels? I got rid of it. That's one of the reasons why I got rid of it. I was getting tired of every time I went on Instagram, I was seeing a spoiler for Spider-Man, and it was like the same freaking photos 100,000 times on my feed. And I understand the whole you want to be first and all this bologna sandwich, and you want to get your community talking, and you want to get people talking, and you want to get your theories. There's space for that called YouTube, where you could do an hour video with your community. You could do it live. But when you start bringing it into the Instagram without even having like a spoiler alert across the thing, that's where, to me, it gets crazy. Do I care if I get spoiled for Spider-Man? I don't. But again, I don't want to be spoiled. Like, I don't care if like Nate slips and goes, oh, this guy's in it. I don't care for that. It is what it is. But if I'm on Instagram every day and I got to promote our show, or I got to put up something here and I got to do this, and I'm keep seeing, oh, Tobey Maguire wore this shirt in Spider-Man 2 in 06, but Tom Holland has it in scene 308 in the new trailer. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, I don't. Like, why do you guys want to dissect a movie a year before release, and then when you guys get spoiled, you guys get angry? Like, I don't understand that. Like, yeah. Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, we all know somewhere, and not even spoiling, right? We all know that they were going to be in this movie because it was a multiverse, right? It was discussed, and we all comic book fans, we all movie fans, you have your visions going, oh, imagine if they come out in the movie. Great. You know what? Nate brings it up. I say, oh, you know what? That would be pretty cool. Then you start to play with the idea. Now, for 8 months, you see me and Nate talking about this damn Tobey Maguire, and then, oh my God, did you see his facial hair on the Ellen show? It's the same facial hair he wore in 2006 in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, and they have him in this photo that's been leaked. Like, why? Why? Yeah. Like, can someone explain to me, why do you have the need for 9 months to depict trailers, photos, looking online for leaks, and then talk about it to ruin it for everyone on the internet? Because no one's going to go up to an account and say, yo, shithead, can you take this thing off? You're not going to say that, because then all of a sudden his community is going to bombard on you. You got to take it for what it is. Nate, I want to know from you, and then I want to know from everyone out there, what do you guys think? Because this is crazy. What do you think of that?
Okay, so I like to look at everything from every possible perspective. And when it comes to movies being like spoiled, hey, look who's here. Naked HD XYZ online strips without clothing.
Nice.
Shout out. Okay, so anyway, when it comes to spoilers, I do think they are avoidable in general, right? On any social media, really. However, what I don't like, and what's happened, okay, is that now people post things without any sort of warning. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an example because I'm going to use this movie for an example. I was going through my, you have Instagram, and then you have your news feed, and then you have people's stories, right? And I'm looking through the stories, and I'm just like reading, looking, clicking through, whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's a picture with nothing before it, no warning, of a spoiler scene from the new Spider-Man movie. And I'm not even going to say what it is because, you know what? Even if other people know, I'm not going to spoil it. So I just see this and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I did not ask to see this. I did not want to see this. Even if it's rumored, even if I don't want to know, like, unless I want to know. If I go on Google and say, hey, Google, is so-and-so in the new whatever movie, then that's on me, right? If I get something spoiled, that's on me because I sought it out. But if I'm just like living my life, That's like someone randomly in the street walking. Imagine you go to the movies. Okay, I think it's the same thing. Imagine you go to the movies, right? And you're sitting and you're waiting in line to go into the theater, and then the person comes out, ahead of you, and then just walks up to you and say, "Hey, Darth Vader dies at the end of this movie." Like, how mad would you be if it happened in real life?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, except nobody has to worry about someone getting in their face or like punching them for like ruining it, right? So I think it's on people to like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't post spoilers. If you're going to do it, use a spoiler warning. But really, what is the point of like forcing spoilers on people? I don't understand it. You're not the first one to break it. You're not. No one on Instagram is the first one to break anything because they all get their news from somewhere else. They did not take that photo, okay? Whoever posted it didn't go out, wasn't in New York with a camera shooting photos. It's not from there. So that means they got it from somewhere else who's the actual, source. They're never the source. That's why I don't follow like Instagram news people because, like, bro, we all read the same websites. I read the movie websites. I know stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the first, being the first to like break a story. I do understand getting reviews out early. You want to get your review out as quick as you can and things like that. But I just don't understand it. Do I think social media is ruining movies? It's a yes and no for me. I think there's an element that's on people to, it's avoidable, but sometimes it's not. And when it's not, that's where it's like, okay, well, I stopped short of saying ruining, but it's making it a lot less fun, and it's taking away a lot of surprise from certain movies. I will definitely say that.
Look, I agree with you. I mean, and I don't want people to be like, oh, Alex is picking on Instagram. I'm not picking on Instagram, but for me, that is where shit happens. And I'm already cursing because I'm already getting annoyed because, like, I like Instagram putting up my collectibles and stuff, but the problem is that, okay, you do have the mute button, but why do I have to use the mute button on people? Like, I don't want to use mute. I don't want to mute people. But the fact is like John Wick 4. These dudes had drone footage of John Wick 4, and I'm like, yo, what the like, I was getting annoyed. Like, I'm going on my feed, and it's John Wick going up a stairs, doing a fighting scene, and the drone is following him. And I'm like, why? Now I know that there's a sequence in a staircase, and I'm like, this is baloney. The same thing with Spider-Man. Dude, I saw this Spider-Man stuff for like 6 months. Like, everything Spider-Man, I'm like, why? Like, to the point that I don't want to see Spider-Man, but I'm seeing it in January. But it's just, it gets to the point that it's like, guys, you're not journalism. Copy and paste journalism is what you're doing. Like, yes. if you want to be a real journalist, get a job at Hollywood Reporter, sit down with the actors, and that's journalism to me. Taking someone else's work, which is plagiarism, and posting it and then throwing your tag on it and then going, what do you guys think? Just for me to react going, oh, this and that. First of all, I don't like it. The only time I do react to it, if it's a movie that I already saw, but if it's something that I'm excited to find out, like this person has been casted in this movie, I will react to it when I was on Instagram. Other than that, if you put something behind the scenes footage of a green screen and it's Andrew Garfield there, and then all of a sudden the trailer comes out and you go, where? This is the scene that he's in, and then you put the photo next to that scene and then you're going, no, why? Like, I never understood that. And if
Pop Culture 33 just said something really good.
Yeah.
He said, preach it. We shouldn't work this hard to avoid spoilers. We should work hard to find them. I 1,000% agree. I'm not saying you should. No one should have to dance around their social media, to avoid movie spoilers. I do think in most cases they're avoidable, but not always. Not always. No. There's not. There's just people who feel like. And on one hand, I know people who love seeing all that stuff. To be honest with you, they love it. They're like, I want to know what's gonna happen. I want to know, and then like they want to see it come to life on the screen. Or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people. No. For some movies, I've read spoilers in the past, especially if it's something like I don't care that much, but I kind of want to see it. I'll read a spoiler, but it's like I went and looked for it. No one just threw it on my lap and said, "Here's a spoiler." Sorry. So yeah, it is getting annoying, and it does cause me to follow or mute or unmute or whatever certain people because
unfollow. Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
But that's the thing is like for me it's like, okay, is it avoidable? Yeah, absolutely. For me to get off of Instagram, that's the best way for me to do it. Like I don't want to mute people, but it's so stupid. Like, and again, Ghostbusters, perfect example. If I would have found out the third act of that movie during Instagram, I would have chewed everybody out on Instagram. I think I would have put everybody's name, account name, and just started wailing on them because it's like that's annoying. 007 is the same thing. But again, you want the whole experience of movies is to go to the movie to experience the film. Not me going into the movie, knowing the scenes before the movie happens. Because if that's the case, I should just work behind the scenes I should be in Hollywood working behind the scenes to get spoiled all over the place. And I know a lot of people, some of my friends will, but you have to deal with it. If that's the case, I could have did a whole year of Ghostbusters Afterlife and ruined the damn thing for everybody looking at the trailer. Because most of the stuff, I kind of figured it out once on the second trailer, the things that were going to happen. And it's not right. I don't think it's right for me to ruin someone else's experience for a movie that they were dying to watch. Like, I never understood that. But I want to see what everyone is saying about this topic. Do you agree, disagree? Let's see what you guys are saying. Real Old Movie says, Harrison says, people are letting their nostalgia and excitement get in the way. Get way out of hand. Just wait. It's better to wait than to be spoiled before it even comes out. You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think there's a certain level, like, okay, especially with Die Hard. That's the thing about like Die Hard fandom, right?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of times people, if they are super excited about something, I think sometimes they let that, almost like they think if I'm this excited about it, everyone's this excited. And if I want to know this, then that means everyone wants to know this. When the fact of the matter is, not everyone wants to know that, right? Not everyone, people can be as excited as you, but not everyone feels the same way about that information that you do. And I think a lot of times people let the anticipation get to them and they're like, I just can't wait. I need to know what happens. I need to know if I'm going to like it. I need to know if and then they look up spoilers. And then you have on the other token, the people who are like, well, I don't care about spoilers that much. So if I put it, I don't think anybody else will care. We'll all love it. You know what I mean? So I do think that kind of fandom is, look, I love movies as much as anyone I know, but I don't force, anything on anyone. Like, you don't need to know it just because I think it's cool. Right. I might share something I think is cool, but I won't never spoil a movie. And not only that, like, Spider-Man is a great, this is like, it's crazy because there was a lot of things that could be spoiled. And to be honest with you, when the trailer came out, I wasn't going to watch the last trailer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this happened with Ghostbusters too. Now that we've already reviewed it, the last Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer that you were really hyped for. And I told you, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Then I watched the movie and then I went back and watched the trailer. They show too much even in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it's like, now I don't even want to go to the movies early. Now I got to figure out how long the trailers are so I don't see them, because this new Spider-Man trailer shows every single villain that's in the movie. It's like, well, what am I don't have as much to be excited for with this movie. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but to be honest with you, with the combination of leaked photos and the trailer, it's like, well, what do I have to really be hyped for? It'd be hard to now surprise me because I've pretty much seen everything.
Yeah, and look, I agree with you with that. Trevor Gigolo says, look, all I need to see is one teaser for a film like they do for the Super Bowl weekend, and that's enough for me. Pop Culture 33 says, yes, I remember the trash that Ben Affleck got for being cast as Batman. The whole release become about that and not the movie. Tony Movie Chappie said, look, also, do you guys remember when John Campea leaked the photos, the pictures of the 3 Spider-Men on his YouTube talent? All right, so let me just get to that pretty quick. So we were on the Patreon page, and I put the 3 photos up. And that was my fault. That was my fault, okay? And I put it up. Nate saw it. Nate got mad, and I removed it pretty quick. I actually removed it pretty fast once he spoke up. And it was really wrong of me because I didn't even think about it. And if it's true or not, but most likely it is true because Marvel, I think, came out and told his ass to pull down these photos. So
as soon as they say pull something down, that means
yeah,
it's real.
It's real, yeah. So pretty much they did that. So yeah, I saw the photos, and pretty much I don't know how this guy got those photos or how he took them, but yeah, it's kind of messed up what he did. Tribal Gigolo said, look, I saw 5 trailers for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and then by the time I watched that movie, I felt like I seen the entire movie. Yeah, pretty much.
That's true.
No,
that's what I'm
true.
saying about trailers. They show too much.
No, they do. Pop Culture 33 says, look, that Simpsons episode with Homer walking out, ruining Empire Strikes Back for people waiting to see the next viewing. Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what Nate was talking about that in that. Let's see what else. Tribal Gigolo, yes, it's ruining the films on social media. If you like me, who follows about 30 content creators and bloggers all talking about it at the same time. Pretty much. I remember when movie, now what is it called? Free Guy? What's the stupid Ryan Reynolds movie?
Free Guy, yeah.
Remember when they named the sequel? I think, I don't know if I'm the one who sent it to you guys in the chat, when they announced the sequel and my whole feed, everyone used the same photo and they were like, it's an announced whatever. And I just started laughing. I was like, this is so stupid.
The sequel's coming.
Yeah,
like,
sequel's
cool.
coming.
The movie didn't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he lives. They're making a sequel. I guess he ain't gonna die.
Tony Muchapi says, sometimes people just like to spoil movies just to be jerks. Yeah.
I believe that too.
I believe that also. Let me see, get to the boop, 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 boop. Sometimes the hype is just all hype. That's what the Tribal Gigolo says. And then Tony Movie Chappie said, look, it's not just Instagram. I was spoiled the ending of No Time to Die on YouTube from Mr. H. I don't know who that is. Mr. H, without even any spoiler warning. I was so mad.
Horrible. Especially if you're doing
bad.
video. It's like, give a spoiler warning. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Jay Manley says, look, be creative and do your own news, and there is no need to spoil any movies or any stream content. Don't be a carbon copy of other creators. Tribal Gigolo says, look, they show way too much from No Way Out. The 3 different Spider-Mans and then villains should have been kept a surprise. Yeah. Tony Moody, look, honestly, I haven't even seen the second trailer of Spider-Man No Way Home. I just hate how trailers give away too much nowadays.
Now, I want to say something to Jay, because Jay, while I wholeheartedly agree with you, be creative, do your own news, don't be a carbon copy of other creators. Here's the problem. The other creators all do the same stuff because everybody watches those same things. You know what I mean? I put up a poll on Instagram a couple weeks ago asking about why do people watch trailer reactions? That was what I put. I put who watches it. I said, why do people watch it?
Yeah.
And I was asking people who watch it. That's what I was targeting. And not targeting in a bad way. I genuinely want to know, why do you enjoy watching someone else watch a trailer? I didn't get a single answer that was like from someone who watched it. All I got was, I hate those videos. I don't know why people watch them, whatever. And then a couple of creators, responded to me and they were like mad at me. Like, well, it seemed like they were mad at me. And I'm like, well, why are you mad at me for? First of all, I'm not knocking people who make trailer reaction videos because I know why they make them. They make them because people watch them. And the same thing goes for all these things, like, people know that Spider-Man is a hot topic. Everyone's in the same ballpark, right? Like, everyone's making YouTube, everyone's reviewing movies, everyone's doing the same stuff. The reason they do it is because people click on it. People like it. I'll give you an example for myself. And I've never been a big social media guy. Like, I'm on there, and I scroll through and I like people's photos, and I've never been good with the whole, like, building a huge following. I don't follow a lot of pages. You know what I mean? But I'll give you guys an example. When I post a photo, and nothing I do gets tons and tons of likes, it's the same people. You build a little base of people and they like your stuff. But when I post a photo of, like, movies I bought, right? Like, oh, look, I got these movies. Even if they're old, if they're new, it gets way more likes than when I post, let's say, a review, right? Like, I'll post a picture of, now I started posting my reviews in the photo so that you don't have to read a long caption that's this big. 10 likes. 10 people like it. Because I'm reviewing Star Trek 4. Nobody cares, right? But if I posted a picture of my new 4K of Star Trek 4, I guarantee you it's getting way more than 10 because people like the same kind of content. So Jay, as much as people, and I think we do a pretty good job of being creative. If you guys listen to the Action Movie Guys podcast, look at what we're reviewing. Yeah. Nobody else in 2021 is like reviewing Underworld 3. You know what I mean? Like it's just not really happening. So we try to mix it up with the reviews. But my point is, the same stuff gets talked about constantly in your feed because all the people like all this same stuff and they look for it. They seek it out. It's always been that way. It's what's popular, and what's popular is what's going to be sought out the most. There will always be fans of the other stuff. It's no different than music, right? Like I'm sure you like a band that's like a small band that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
But most people, you also like the big bands who are very famous that everyone else likes. It's no different with any sort of content, any sort of medium, whether it's film, TV, YouTube. People are always going to go after this same stuff. And then there'll be that little section of people who are doing something unique or creative, and then they will have fans as well. So, it's hard to not talk about Spider-Man because then nobody wants to listen to you. So you kind of have to talk about Spider-Man. I think that's the mindset.
Well, I mean, look, you brought up something that, and it's funny because not the live shows, but the channel itself gets criticized because I do not follow the masses. Everyone could do the stupid Squid Game. You're never going to see a Squid Game review here.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it is what it is. But like in terms of like Spider-Man, are you going to see it on this channel? Absolutely, maybe not. Like we are going to break it down live, but you're not going to see Nate do a solo review on the channel. You're definitely not going to see me do a solo review on this.
We're reviewing it next year in the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much we're reviewing it next year because I'm not watching the movie till January, and the movie's going to be coming out in December. So, and again, does it hurt the channel? Yeah, I guess it hurts the channel because we're not up to date in terms of movie reviews and in terms of the pop culture of comic books. Yeah, I mean, do I get angry at it? No, because I know myself. Like I'm not going to do stuff that I know that I'm not gonna like. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you do it for your audience." Yeah, you do it for your audience, but you have to be, of course, interested in the content that you want to do for your audience. Like if I'm not into Marvel, I'm not gonna go crazy on Marvel movies. Like that's just not me. I just saw Shang-Chi, and I saw it like 6,000 times because I fell asleep 6 times watching the movie while everyone loved it. And again, that's just the way it is. I didn't like the movie, but I'm not going to do a movie review on why I didn't like the movie. Whereas,
right, what I don't understand that argument. Like, oh well, you got to cover it for the people. For if you want to get more. Yeah, but I don't like it, and no one wants to be. Well, I don't. You could be negative on things, but who wants to be the guy who's negative on every single thing because they're constantly trying to like please the masses?
Yeah.
And you don't agree with it. Like if you're going to watch every Marvel movie and give them all a bad review, people are just going to give you a bunch of hate. They're going to give you a bunch of dislikes, and they're going to be like, "Well, why are you even watching this?" And then when you stop watching it, they're just like, "Well, why aren't you watching it?" People need. It's like it's a. You got to figure out what you like to do, and just do that.
No, and but that's the thing. Like and. It's I don't know. It's a different topic, but it's just for me. I feel like you're right. If you don't do something that the people don't like, people are not going to watch your channel. It is what it is. But you know what? I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing because I'm not going to fall down. I got to watch all these TV shows just to catch up, just to play the numbers game of subscribers to view counts. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. This is a hobby for me. If you like what we produce here, you enjoy the topics we talk about. Great. We're going to continue doing this Mondays at 9 p.m. There's going to be a lot of stuff going down the pipeline in terms of, unboxing collectibles. That's what I collect. You'll get that stuff. You're going to get the Action Movie Guys podcast. You're going to get that stuff. I still got to edit, but it's still coming, during the week. But in terms of me and Nate killing ourselves to watch House of Gucci, all these Oscar award-winning movies, then to come live or pre-tape it, then to put it up to get 5 views? Right? Think about it. Yeah. How many people are doing the exact same thing at the same time? No. Be unique. Until you get a follow, you get a following. Doesn't matter. You don't have to follow the masses. Do what you got to do and enjoy it. But in terms of, let's see what people are saying here. Pablo. Pop Culture 33 says, look, I save podcasts or streams to after watch it. or after and then watch it. I avoid your coverage of the new Rocky cut until I got to see it. Thank you so much. He went back and saw it. And we did a great job. And there you go. See? There you go. Charbor Gigolo says, look, I'm not a fan of trailer reactions, but I can understand why people like to watch them. Their fan base supports whatever it is to do. What they do. Yeah, it is what it is. Robert makes the cut. Look, everyone wants the clicks and the likes. Robert makes the cut. Said, look, it's a numbers game. Absolutely. Gigolo says you gotta be cutting edge and different. Don't follow the masses. Robert makes the cut. Says, look, it's recycled water. That's a good choice. That's a good one. I like that. Let's see. Harrison says, look, one of the big reasons why I focus on old movies now. It seems everyone and their grandmother is talking about Marvel, Star Wars, or whatever it is. You know, and that's the thing I like about Harrison. Harrison covers black and white movies from like 1940, from like 1920s.
30s,
yeah, 1920s all the way up to like the 70s. I think that's his cap is the 70s because I don't think he passes like all the popular movies from there or the 60s, whatever. That's his topic, right? On the Action Movie Guys podcast, when we do our action movie reviews, we do franchises of all ages, of everything we've done. Then the solo films, we do actors, we have theme months, but we go all over the place. We go from 80s to 70s to 60s to the 2000s, even to the present day of action. We want to give as much, a lot of choices for people to listen to, whether they like old movies, whether they're listening to new movies. But I do agree with him. Nowadays, everyone is a Star Wars fan, and I guarantee you half of these people don't even know what the hell these characters are. They're just following what the TV show says. They're not true fans of the franchise. And same thing, and I'll say this with Ghostbusters. Half of these, I've watched reviews of people that are not Ghostbusters fan loving Ghostbusters, and I'm like, dude, you guys are talking so out your ass right now that it's not even freaking funny. But it's recycled water. People want to be on the hype of the franchises that are hot right now. So it is what it is. Trevor Gigolo says, look, I might not even watch Squid Game just because everyone saw it already. There you go. Tony,
sure, I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah, we all know that.
Everyone saw it already. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Tony Movie Chappie says, look, besides social media, I wanted to ask you guys about this. Do you think that sometimes critics' reviews and rated on Rotten Tomatoes can hurt a movie from performing good at the box office? Absolutely, yes, I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah, the funny thing with Rotten Tomatoes is, I never, ever understood the backlash of Rotten Tomatoes, like from people, because I don't get it. People are like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes, it has a good score on Rotten Tomatoes, but Rotten Tomatoes is like always wrong. That is the stupidest argument. I don't understand that argument because all Rotten Tomatoes does is collect critics' reviews and make an aggregate out of them and put a percentage of it. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't do any. Rotten Tomatoes is not a reviewer. You know what I mean? Rotten Tomatoes is not but it is a collection of reviewers. How many liked it? How many didn't? That's all it's doing. So in the regard of like the backlash of it, I don't get it. Whatever. To me, it's always been a useful tool to get an idea of how well a movie is critically received. That's all it is. I don't sit there and read all the reviews. I just want to see, are most people liking it? Okay, with that out the way. Tony, yes, I do think so. It really seems like Rotten Tomatoes is something that hurts movies more than it helps movies in general. And I don't know why. I'll give you an example. A movie that gets terrible, like let's say the reviews are very bad. Dude, we could do a whole topic about Rotten Tomatoes now that I'm thinking about stuff.
Oh yeah, we could do something.
You have like a movie that has a really low score and people see that, like very casual moviegoers will see that and be like, nah, I don't want to watch it anymore. But a movie like Suicide Squad, it had like a 90%, super high, and nobody went, not nobody, but barely anyone went to see it. You know what I mean? It seems like even if it's highly reviewed, it won't make people go out. But like low reviews, people will all of a sudden then want to use it, as some kind of metric of scoring. I don't get it. I don't understand. I know how I view Rotten Tomatoes. Hector's here. Hey, Hector, what's up?
Hey,
He has
what's
a
up,
good point.
Hector?
Everyone loves Rotten Tomatoes when they score a movie. Yes, that you're right. You ever notice that? To be like, oh, I love this movie. Let me post a Rotten Tomato score. See, it has a 94. It's great. That doesn't mean it's great. That just means a lot of people like, and it might be great. It just means a lot of critics gave it a high review.
Ghostbusters 2016 ranks higher than Afterlife. And critically, where, I mean, that I have beef with that because we all know why they score that high. But again, and it's just funny because Afterlife is a way better movie than 2016, right? But the critics gave the other movie way better. And we're not going to go into the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing because that is such a different topic in an open can of worms. But
yeah,
it's for me personally, I never like Rotten Tomatoes. I don't use Rotten Tomatoes to see a movie. I just use my eyes and the trailer. If it's a movie that I go, wow, this is interesting, I will watch this. If it's something that I go, this is going to be total trash, then I'm going to think it's trash. I'm not going to let someone else's number on a vegetable to let me know that a movie is good. Just because.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't think you should. I don't think you should use it as to determine whether you want to see something or not.
Yeah.
Never. Don't base it off of what other people think. I more so look at it to get a sense of what people are saying about a movie. That's different. It's different to know, okay, this is viewed by many critics as not so great. Whether they said that or not, I'm still going to go watch it. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. It shouldn't deter you from seeing a movie. If it helps you want to see a movie, I think that's okay because I think people should just watch movies, period. You know what I mean? Like, hey, great. But don't let it stop you. Don't let it be like, this has a 40 and now I don't want to watch it. Why? Maybe you'll still love it. Who cares?
And that's the thing. Like, look, Rotten Tomatoes, if you base your reviews or you want to see what other people are reviewing movies and that changes the view of the movie that you're about to watch, I'm going to tell you something right now. Don't be that person. You be your own judge of a movie because regardless of what douches say behind a computer that gets paid to do critics or whatever, you might enjoy a movie that they could shit on the whole time. And what does it do? It doesn't do nothing. You're the movie viewer, dude. Like, that is the point of you sitting down watching a movie. The point of the other people typing on their laptops, that's their job. Their job is to break these movies down to the tiniest molecule. You're there to enjoy this movie. And if you enjoy it and the dude that is getting paid and has more, goes to school and learn all these tricks on how to watch a movie, it is okay. Like, we watch a movie. Again, Ghostbusters Afterlife, they shitted on it. Nostalgia galore. They didn't like it because of nostalgia. Me? Loved it. I don't care what they have to say. I don't care what anyone has to say about the movie. Nate didn't like the movie. But you know what? I care what he has to say because we're friends. But in the outcome, it's not going to change me.
But it doesn't determine your... Yeah, exactly.
Again, Nate doesn't like much DC movies, and I love them. I'm not going to change him and go, hey, dude, you got to watch it. Huh?
I like the DC movies.
Oh, you do.
I think I like them more than you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Shazam. I like the ones you don't like.
Yeah, you like Shazam. I hate Shazam. But again, I'm not gonna.
I know what you're saying. You like a lot of 80s movies. I don't love every single 80s movies, right?
Yeah.
So we do these 80s movies, and I give my opinion, and Alex's opinion is usually different than mine.
Yep.
But that's okay. Who cares? He likes what he likes. I like what I like. You know what the other trend is? And I just want to touch on this because it's bothering me. Okay. The other thing with Rotten Tomatoes that I hate. This is a new thing that I really hate.
Oh, good night.
When the critics,
pop culture left. Good night,
pop
buddy.
culture. You can see the rest of this later. Have a good rest of your day. What I hate is when they do this thing of now. It seems like the new popular thing, especially with the community, like the Marvel fans, for example. Now the new thing is okay. Rotten Tomatoes. Again, they say Rotten Tomatoes gave it a bad. Rotten Tomatoes didn't give it anything. Critics don't really like this movie, right? Eternals was this was the best example.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the reviews are kind of low, so now I have to tell everyone how they're so wrong. And I read some of the reviews. I saw the movie obviously for myself Thursday night. I went opening night, and I thought it was fine, but like. It almost seems like now the communities, these communities and Marvel community, Star Wars community, they have to go out of their way to like prove that all these critics are wrong and that the score shouldn't be so low. It's way better. Don't listen to them. But it's like, but they're just giving their opinion like you are. You know what I mean? And their opinion was it wasn't that great. Just give your opinion without I hate that whole like, it seems like they got to prove the other thing wrong. It's like, don't prove anything wrong. Just give your take on it. You know what I mean? Because you'll see it in the reviews. This has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. How? It's so amazing. I love it. Just say it's amazing and you love it. Leave the other part out. I don't care.
Dude, and that's the thing. And you know, and it's funny because for myself, I know myself, right? If we sit down, and there's movies that Nate goes, dude, I don't think you're going to like this. And I surprise and I go, dude, I enjoy this movie for what it is, right? Yeah. But in terms of Marvel, and I want to say this because it's always with Marvel, okay? And I'm going to be really honest, and I know people are going to shit on me on the comments, and I don't care. Because this is where I'm like so like this on my thing. Marvel movies can't do wrong, okay? Cannot do wrong. And Nate, you know for a fact, because I know you on Instagram and you see a lot of people shit. You cannot do wrong. What is every time a Marvel movie or TV show come out? It's the greatest thing ever. This is the best show. Episode 1 is the best thing I ever seen. And you sit down and you watch the damn movie, you watch the damn first episode, and you go, man, this is a piece of shit. Like, what is people like? Shang-Chi was the greatest action movie ever created, right? I was like, wow. And I remember you told me, you said, dude, you're going to enjoy the action, but not as much, whatever. So I said, all right. But when I saw the Instagram, you know me already. Instagram hyped the shit up. They were like, this is the next age of Bruce Lee on the screen. Like, this whole crazy things where whatever. The best cinematic. When I watched it, first of all, I fell asleep 6 times. So I was like, oh, man. Half of these actors cannot act for shit, which I was like, holy crap. Bad acting, some all over the place. But I'm like, man, this is not the movie that everyone hyped up for the 3 months of November, right? Like the 3 weeks, everyone was going crazy. Now we got Hawkeye. Everybody loves Hawkeye. Oh my God, this is the best. Like, dude, this is Die Hard. Like, what is crazy? I didn't see Loki because I already knew for a fact that I'm not going to enjoy Loki for what it is. But Marvel fans hype it up to the bone. Like, and the thing is like, every franchise, fans of a franchise, I agree. You're going to hype it up, right? You're going to go, oh, my God. But when everybody, and when I say everybody, hypes it up to the T, like, I mean, the second coming of, like, new cinema is on screen for TV and movie from Marvel Studios, you got to pump the brakes back. And you got to be like, oh, this is really, or is this because this is new content coming out? Because Eternals was the same thing. Eternals was 50-50. I heard it was the best thing. Some people liked it. Some people hated it. Some people enjoyed it. But when it comes to TV shows and the characters that they love and enjoy, holy moly, it's like, oh my God. And Nate, you know it's true because you know it. And I know a lot of people out there are going to side with me on this one.
Yeah. I think so. And 2 people said something really good in the chat. Hector, he said the community, and I'm assuming he's mostly referring to Marvel since that's what we're talking about, is full of entitled cinephiles. And that's right? Like, everyone's an expert now. Everyone went to film school, apparently, and I didn't. I missed the memo. I didn't get my invite to film school. And, you know, it's like, well, we know better than the critics. You know what? I'll say this much. There are some people who are critics who are Rotten Tomato critics, and they're regular people, right? Like, just they have a website and they have a certain amount of views, and that's fine. Yeah. Good for them. Good for them. There are people who did go. You can learn about film. Film school exists. You can learn about techniques. You can learn about a lot of different things that there's stuff I don't know about movies, even though I've watched a million movies. So I agree. I agree with Hector 100%. And then Harrison said something really, really true as well. He said, notice how quick people are to forget about the movie 2 weeks later. Notice how no one is talking about Eternals anymore. That is okay. If it was so amazing, like people were talking about this movie, the people who were like the anti-Rotten Tomatoes people, they're so wrong. 10 out of 10. This is the best Marvel ever. None of them are still harping and saying it's the best ever. And it just came out this month. We're still in the same month, right? If you remember, remember when The Force Awakens came out? Yeah. Whether you liked it or not at the time, people were talking about that crap for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. People were talking about Star Wars. People were going to see it again and again. You know who's not going to see Marvel Eternals again and again? Everybody. Nobody's seeing it again. And Shang-Chi made more than it. Venom made more than it. Black Widow made more than it. It's not even the highest grossing. there's a reason why it's not as good. Well, okay, that is your preference, but probably most people would agree it's not as good as those movies because it's making less money because people are not going to see it multiple times, right? So my whole thing is like, it's true. I don't like when people review from a point of countering someone else. Don't review to count. Me and Alex do a podcast every single week. When I host, he goes first. And when he hosts, I go first. I never make my points to counter what he said about the movie. He could say, I thought this character was an incredible 5 out of 5, a great lead character. And if I didn't agree with him before we started, I don't make it a point to say, you're totally wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I just give my points. I think people struggle with that. It's almost like they feel more like they have to defend things rather than just liking it. You know what I mean? Like, just like it. Just tell me why you liked it instead of why I shouldn't listen to people who didn't like it. It's a weird way to review, and people on Instagram especially. I'm not on Twitter. I know you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
People on Instagram, especially Marvel movies. You're right. I keep picking on Marvel, but it's the most prevalent one. It's almost like they have to defend everything, and if they're scared that if they don't like something as much, that they're going to like get kicked out of a secret clubhouse or something like that, right? Like, I better give this.
Oh yeah, you get.
I think they convinced themselves they liked it. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't.
No, I agree. You might get unfollowed if you don't like a Marvel movie. Like, the Secret Society of Illuminatis. But Hector says something pretty good. He goes, look, no one is still saying how terrible Eternals, but they keep reminding you how terrible low-ranked DC films are. Shaking my head.
Yeah.
Such a double standard. And that, you know what?
Exactly.
I defend the DC to the bone, right? And I will put any of the DC movies really up against these new Phase 4 movies, and I guarantee you the DC might win in some of them. Like, literally. Justice League.
I love both like franchise. Like, I love
Right.
the MCU and I love the DC. There's no reason why you can't like both. It's not a competition. Well, it's a competition between the studios for money. Yeah, but it's not a competition between me and you or Hector and Triborough. You know what I mean? Like, I agree. It is a double standard. They always bring up, the DC movies got terrible reviews. Yeah, and also it made like $1 billion at the box office. You still went to see it, didn't you? Meanwhile, Eternals, who's just middling, like the reviews are in the 50s or 60s, whatever. It's not making as much money, but I got to hear from these Marvel people how it's such a game-changing. No, it's not. I saw it. It was fine. It was too long, and it had a lot of. I gave it a 6, and I feel like pretty generous. But it's annoying. So this is how social media ruins movies, in my opinion. We're still on topic. Forget spoilers.
Yeah.
They make me upset because the way they talk.
Yeah.
And I hate when people talk like it's like their opinion is the fact instead of just saying, hey, here's my opinion, and that's it. You know what I mean? That's annoying.
Well, look,
so we're still on topic.
Gigolo said something that let's see what you think of this, right? Gigolo said, in his opinion, the Snyder Cut Justice League was better than any Marvel film of this year, in his opinion.
For me. So that's his opinion. In my opinion,
do you agree? Yeah, do you agree with
in my opinion, I reviewed all the movies that I've seen. I haven't seen Spider-Man.
Right. Well,
I gave Zach. Well, that comes out this year. Yeah. But I gave Justice League a higher score than any of the other Marvel movies I saw. I think I gave Shang-Chi an 8. I gave Black Widow an 8. I gave the Justice League an 8.5. I didn't think it was like perfect like you, but I thought it was very good. So yeah, I actually rated it higher than any of the MCU movies. So I would agree with that point. That's not to say Spider-Man might blow my socks off, and even though I've seen everything, it might amaze me. But as of now, I would agree with him. I do think the Snyder Cut of Justice League was better than any Marvel movie I've seen this year, or any other comic book movie, period.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I agree. I mean, I haven't seen, again, when it comes to Marvel, I tend to push the brakes a bit, because now that I'm on
everyone
Twitter,
else tells you need to watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it because it's the best thing ever. And then they tell you, because me and you cover action movies, I love when people go, because you watch a lot of action movies, it has the best action you ever seen. And then when I see the damn thing, I'm like, it was okay. Like, Shang-Chi has some okay action. Is it the best action I've seen in an action movie? Nope. No, I think I've seen other better parts, but the bus scene was okay. I thought it was actually a pretty decent fight. I like the scaffolding fight way better than the bus fight.
Me too.
And
I thought that one was great.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the best scaffold fights I've seen in a long time.
I like the camera work a lot in Shang-Chi. I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in the action that I like a lot, and I don't think it's necessarily the combat movements. I like the camera work. I think there's a lot of things I liked about that movie, but I could see both sides. You know what I mean? Kevin says, "You're wrong, Nate. You must defend your point of view at all costs." I agree. Yeah, stick with your point of view, but don't make your point of view just to be the opposite of someone else's point of view.
Yeah.
Because then that's not really a true point of view. It's just like, I just want to be different than that guy. I just want to tell you that they're wrong and I'm right. And, it's weird.
One thing I learned with the podcast between me and you, and I grew a lot because of it, was I used to go down people's throats when they made like some type of negative thing towards my franchise, like my favorite franchise. And then I used to just go down. Ever since me and you started to do the podcast, I started to just lean back and go, you know what? Now we're all critics. It is what it is. We're all critics. We all have our own opinions of what movies we like and how we like it. And if you don't like, Ghostbusters, it's okay. I love it. That's my franchise. You're gonna like a franchise that I don't, which you love the Terminators more than the Rambos, where I love Rambos more than the Terminators, and we covered both.
And it was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun discussion. But in terms of this whole social media thing, everyone has a voice, everyone has an opinion, and it's great to listen to everyone's voice, everyone's opinion, everyone's creative output, whether they're doing video or podcasts. It's cool to support each other, but not to the point where if I say something that you don't like, then the entire community starts to ravel on you and starts to kick you down and beat you like a dead horse because you're not behind them at 110%. That I'm not with. Same thing with the physical media community. Am I part of that community? No, I am not part of the community. Do I collect it? Absolutely. Do I have tons of it? Absolutely. But I don't consider myself like a physical media guy, and you don't see me in this physical media community talking about physical media because honestly, everyone has it. Like, who doesn't collect physical media? Like, why do you have to be in part of this like Illuminati of physical media? Like, no, I get digital, I buy digital. A movie is a movie when you sit down, whether it's digital, physical. If you see the actor doing the same shit on a physical copy and a digital copy, then it is what it is. But look, honestly,
I just want to make sure we read a couple of things just so that we're not ignoring anybody.
No, go ahead.
Let's see. James said, I said something like that earlier on how my opinion should be your opinion, and if it's not, then we must Twitter war forever, and you are attacking me because you don't like my opinion. That's exactly what I'm talking about. People do that. Yeah. And like that's what you're saying. You used to do something like, okay, I love Rambo. How dare you talk bad about Rambo because I love it? It's like, well, just because you love it doesn't mean I have to love it. And then you learn, and then you grow, and then you can talk with people civil, right? But people online, they're just behind a keyboard. They don't care. Tony says, also, I should ask you guys, does it sometimes help when everyone and critics are hating on a movie, and when you finally watch it, you surprisingly enjoyed it and didn't think it? Yeah, that happens all the time.
100%.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies. Almost every horror movie gets bad reviews. I love horror, so I don't care about comedy is the same. But yeah, Tony, that happens, and it's always refreshing, right? You go into it thinking, people have been saying this is terrible, and then you walk out and you're like, that was amazing, I loved it. So yeah, it happens all the time. And JB wants to thank us on getting Max Scherzer. Thank you, JB. Thank you, and thank your Dodgers for being dumb and not keeping him.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to the Dodgers.
Yes.
Yeah. LA. Let's go, LA.
And thanks to the Rangers picking up Cody Seager.
Thank you so good job, LA.
Weaken the Dodgers, my friend.
Yeah.
No, but look, in terms of in a nutshell, because I want to wrap up this main topic before we do our promos and end the show. In a nutshell, is social media is ruining movies? I say 50-50, but to me, it's more 80-20. Yes to the no, but it depends on your view.
When we started this discussion, I was like on the fence. I'm going to say yes the more we talk because it's in more ways than one. We started with spoilers, but in talking, there's also these people like this with the reviewers. All that stuff bothers me, which is why I wish I could interact with more people, but I don't. I stick with the people who are nice and who, I love seeing people's opinions of movies. I love when people give a score. I love when they give a little thought, like a little review. I hate when people want to like feel like they're or they're superior to everybody. I don't like that. So there's a lot of people like that. So I think social media can ruin your movie experience. If you're like a big movie fan, it could be a bit of a turnoff.
And to me personally, if you're looking for like a community or somewhere that you could fit in and you could say your opinions where it matters or whatever, but if you feel like you have to agree 100% with that community, I say leave the community, because that's not a community you should follow. Right. Personally, I'm not telling you to leave or whatever. I'm just telling you from a personal thing is, if you feel like you have to be 100% going, yes, and you can't say no because you feel like you're going to get kicked out of the group, then leave the group. That's not for you.
That's a cult.
That's a cult, bro. Like,
yeah,
and again, I felt
cult.
like that with the physical media, right? When I said I'm going to start getting some digital codes, everyone started bashing me, going, I'm physical media 100%.
Yeah, that happened to me too. It was like,
I never
why are you
seen that before.
When I said I was going to sell some of my movies, people were like, why? Like, why? I'm like, well, why do I have to keep movies I don't like? Why do I have to keep this just because I bought it? I don't even like it, or I'm never going to watch it. What does it affect you if I don't want to keep having all of these movies? I'm still going to buy movies. I agree with you. I never understood like, leave me alone. I'm not telling you to sell your movies. It's like if you say you're going to get rid of stuff or that you like digital, they feel attacked. It's like, I'm not attacking you. I'm not telling you to stop. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I never seen that before. I got myself out of that community. I was like, I don't need that stupid headache. But look, with that said, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the topic, the main topic, because I knew that was going to ruffle some feathers, and I think it's still going to ruffle the feathers once people start
on the
replay. We're going to get some stuff. But in terms of that, the first two Cinema Today topics, again, we had the Spider-Man record-breaking MCU, many appearances on a solo film in a Marvel movie. Then you got yourself the $25,000 ticket that are being sold on eBay, which, it's still crazy on that front. James Paris said, look, sometimes a movie sucks story-wise, but if you enjoy cinematic experiences, the movie cinematography and the soundtrack can be awesome and make a movie enjoyable. Perfect example, Crimson Peak.
I love Crimson Peak. Well, I love Del Toro, so
yeah,
he's right. There's plenty of movies that suck that we love. You love movies that suck, Alex. I love movies that suck. Everyone loves some movies that they know suck, and it does not matter. Jay loves Howard the Duck. That movie, in every conceivable way, probably sucks. I've never seen it, but I've heard. But you like it because you like it. So what? Who cares? Enjoy.
I like Witch Hunter with Vin Diesel, and I know mad people hate it.
Yeah. I like the one. Speaking of witch movies, I like the one with Nicolas Cage called Season of the Witch. It's horrible. I liked it. It was fun to me. Leave me alone. Let me like what I want.
No, I agree. Oh my God, Robert makes it
Robert likes assassins. I don't like that. That's no good. Robert, look at the first three letters of Assassins and remember, that's what it is.
This is what I got for Robert.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's him. That's him when he watches Assassins. When he puts on the perfect weapon. Play it again.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's every
Jeff Speakman.
That's every Marvel fan when a TV show happens. They go, "Oh my God."
That's a good.
That's like, "Oh my God, this is Falcon and the Winter Soldier."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Loki.
Oh my God.
Is that from Independence Day?
Yeah. That's Loki, right? And then comes out, what was the next stupid TV show that came out?
Hawkeye. No, Loki.
Loki came out. Oh, then you got the Hawkeye.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Shang-Chi.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Eternals.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Spider-Man trailer.
Oh my God.
1.
Oh my God.
Trailer 2.
Oh my God.
The final trailer.
Leaked set photos.
Release photos. Leak.
Oh my God. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You read some of these things. I remember when Hawkeye just came out the other day. I haven't watched it yet. I look all weird on my screen, but they're like people were putting the same like these 2 episodes are so incredible. The show's amazing. I'm like, yeah, but what if the rest of the episodes suck? You don't know yet. Why are you saying it's the best show ever? Like, let it fin. I'm not even watching it till it's done. I'll watch it. I like the Marvel stuff. I'll watch it when it's done.
No, I will say this. It's a great topic. We're gonna have more topics like this going down the line. And we're gonna be adding more stuff to the show. I'm going to bring back phone lines. I know a lot of people don't want to do the video or they don't want to call in terms of using the apps or whatever. I'm gonna get a Levels of Geeks phone line where you guys can leave voice messages. If you guys don't want to talk live, you could leave us a voice message and then we'll play it live and you guys could hear yourself, whatever. That's what I'm working on, getting you guys. Second of all, coming up, we have the Underworld Awakening podcast. That episode came out, 109 came out yesterday. It's up now. You guys can listen to it. The new episode 110 is coming out tomorrow because of Thanksgiving. I wanted to be with my family instead of editing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do that, and then the whole week is going to be, as usual, Thursdays and Saturdays. Regular schedule. But this week, because it was Thanksgiving, I'm just releasing them a little bit later. But that's that. Me and Nate have something cool coming up in January for Levels of Geeks, which you guys are going to enjoy. I think you guys are going to like this. It's going to be actually really fun. This is actually going to be really fun.
It's going to be pretty good.
It's going to be pretty good. I'm going to let Nate talk about it because he knows what to say on this one. So go ahead, Nate.
Okay, so we want you guys to know that we're currently working on. Did we finalize that name? Is that the name we wanted to go?
That's what we're calling it.
All right. Well, then, if that's the case, we are currently working on, and you guys are going to be helping. I want you guys to know, you guys are going to be helping us out because we are going to be working on the first annual Levels of Geeks Geeky Awards. These are what we're going to give away. Geekies, that's the name of our trophy, to all the best and the worst of the year 2021. Now, me and Alex, we're going to do our own like top 10, bottom 5, whatever.
Yeah.
But we want to open it up to everybody. So what we're going to be doing is me and Alex are going to be coming up with some categories. These are going to be pretty standard. This is the first annual, so please bear with us. Maybe on the second annual, we'll have some wild stuff. But first annual, I'll give you an example. We're going to have like best comic book movie, best comedy. Well, maybe not. Not that many comedies.
Best
horror film, best action, stuff like that. Me and Alex will be determining the contenders. So you guys won't quite be helping there, but you might. Because if there's a tie or a runoff, we are going to present it to you so that you guys can pick the last member of that category. Then what we will be doing is me and Alex, behind the scenes, we are the Academy in this case. We are the Geekies. And we will be we will be figuring out the winners for the category. But we are going to open all the categories to vote by you guys. So it's kind of a People's Choice Awards in that regard. You guys are going to see our categories, see our nominees, and then you guys will all vote on each category. That'll be weighted worth a certain amount of points. My vote a certain amount of points. Alex's vote a certain amount of points. And we will determine, yes, Robert, like the MTV Movie Awards, but we won't have like Best Kiss or nothing weird like that. No. It'll be mostly straight categories with one or two fun ones. So that's going to be in January. We will be working on that over the next because that's coming up, and we got holidays.
2 weeks.
Over the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to be working on the categories and stuff so that you guys have time to vote for January. So I'm very excited. We're going to dress up. You guys can't wait to see our outfits.
Yeah, we are.
It's going to be great. We're going to go back to the theater for the nominees. We got it. It's going to be. You guys are not going to believe your eyes when you see that you voted for Mortal Kombat for Movie of the Year. Whatever you pick. Alex is going to have an envelope and everything. It's going to be great. So we're working on that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so again, we got a lot of stuff cooking up for you guys. And again, all the Patreons and stuff, thank you so much for the Patreons. Again, we gave away Rant, and I think that's for Jay, right? I got to send that to Jay because I thought it was supposed to go
Beckish won, and I called her and told her she won, and she said, wow, but she doesn't collect movies, physical. So she said, "Go ahead." And who was next? And Jay, I think, was second.
Yeah.
So he won. Jay
Okay.
actually won. I don't know if Jay knew that. Becca's donated it to you, Jay. So,
Okay, so he got okay, so I'll send that to him. Next month, December's Patreon giveaway. Now, these giveaways are for the Ultra HD Geek to the producer tiers. The 4K giveaway is going to be, I think I'm going to let the Patreons choose, but I think it's Roger Rabbit. I think everyone is choosing the Roger Rabbit Steelbook.
Oh, Roger Rabbit.
I think it's the Roger Rabbit Steelbook. I think that's the one everyone is going for. So I think that's going to be the one that we're going to be giving away. But other than that, yeah.
By the way, I got an idea. I just thought of this on the fly because Stephanie said she said sounds fun, can't wait. I think people are excited. What if we did this? Put in the chat if you'd be interested. What if we had people from the chat come on and present the awards like they do at Oscars? So it's not just me and you every time. So we'll bring in on the video. We'll bring in Stephanie, and she will say the nominees for best whatever. And then we'll message her who the winner is, and then she reads the winner. I think it would be fun to mix it up so that everyone gets a chance to participate if they would like. We're not forcing you to, but if you guys want to volunteer, send us a message and say you want to volunteer to be a presenter. Look, we got Harrison's already in. He's ready to present. Wear your best Hawaiian shirt. But yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. And me and Nate will we'll do the final one, the biggest prize of the night. We'll present that.
We'll do the first and last. That way, you
Yeah.
guys just be in the middle.
Yeah, so we'll have fun with that stuff. Maybe we'll have Ralph do best horror for 2021.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ralph can do best horror. Triborough can do
Best music
worst.
score.
No, worst movie because
Oh.
he loves some bad movies sometimes. Triborough, you love some bad, and I mean that in the best way. You're great, but sometimes you be giving high scores to bad movies. So Triborough for worst movie. Ralph for best horror. Stephanie best animated. I don't know. I feel like she
that's
likes
a good
animated
one.
movies.
Yeah,
right.
best
She likes Disney stuff. And
Yeah.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah, we'll do something like that. We'll have them dress up. They do a pre-recorded video, and then we'll play the video because I could put the music in the background.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll do
Even
something
better.
like that. We'll do a pre-recorded. Everybody will send me the video, and we'll fix it. All right, so we'll do that. We got that in the works. So the whole entire Levels of Geeks community will have a role
The
in
Geekies.
the Geekies. Yes, in our first annual Geekies. So that will be fun. James Paris says horror must present the best animated. That would be better.
Oh, mix it up. Make Ralph do something he doesn't watch.
Oh, okay.
I see what he did there.
Oh,
Oh, look,
Stephanie
Stephanie wants
says I'll take
animated.
animated.
We'll let them do it. And James also said Nate is presenting a geeky, and Alex comes on stage and says, "Nate, I'm gonna let you finish, but the Snyder Cut is the best movie of all time." Oh, you're gonna Kanye me? You're gonna hit me with the Kanye?
Hit you with the
The
Kanye.
Snyder Cut wins. He's gonna pick Snyder Cut for every category, even if it's not. It could be in best animated. It's mostly CGI.
No, I mean, we can do that. So, okay, so look, January is gonna happen in January. Me and Nate's gonna finalize the date, but it is going to happen in January. The Levels of Geekies Awards will be
The
going.
first annual Levels of Geeky Awards.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Geeky Awards. So that's gonna be happening in January. December, I don't know if you guys want a Christmas theme going towards the ending of the year. If you guys want Christmas theme shows, we'll talk about that. But the final episode of the year, me and Nate are going to do the top 10 movies of 2021. Our list of the top 10 2021 movies of 2021. So
And worst.
and
five.
The worst 5.
Hopefully
So-
you've seen 15 movies.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of those. But
Yeah.
So with that said, we're gonna have a jam-packed show for December. We're gonna have fun with that, and then leading right up to our first annual Geekies in January. So look, with that said, it's been a blast today. It's been fun. Again, throughout, we're gonna be upgrading the show where you guys could finally call in. We can hear your voices, or if you want to use video, you could do video too. But we're gonna have an actual Levels of Geeks phone line where you guys can leave voice messages and text messages, whatever you want. It's going to be a Levels of Geeks phone number. I'll get that working as soon as possible. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it on my end. Guys, have yourself a great night. It's been a blast. It's been fun. The show ran, smooth as it could be today. Yeah. Oh, what did you do over the weekend? I didn't ask you for Thanksgiving.
Speaking of butter, I ate nonstop for 2 days. It was pretty good. You know what? I got out of work early on Wednesday, went to the movies, saw 2 movies. Saw House of Gucci, It was okay. Saw Resident Evil. It was barely okay. Then on that weekend, I took my niece to see Encanto, the new Disney movie. Adorable. Enjoyed that one. If you like animated films, it was good. I liked it. And then other than that, I went and hung out with a friend yesterday. If my 4-day weekend honestly felt like 8 days, and I loved it. I was doing a lot of relaxing, a lot of movie watching, a lot of eating. How about you?
It was great with the family, the baby, Akara's first Thanksgiving. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then that Friday, I went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife again. I saw it in the IMAX, and I loved it. I came out of there, and I was just like... But yeah, I loved it. It's funny, on the second replay of the movie, I got to see more stuff that I didn't see in the first. But I enjoyed the story so much more the second viewing, and I loved it. I think it's crazy. It's a very good movie. It's a very weird. It's just weird. I'd never seen a movie that tied so much storylines from a first movie from the 80s into a modern take of a film. So to me, it worked very well. But other than that, look, that's pretty much it. That's what we did. I got to see Ghostbusters again in November. So I was happy with that, and I enjoyed it. But other than that, guys, look, thank you so much again for tonight. Tonight was a blast. We gave you guys a 90-minute show. Actually, we 5 minutes below our target 1 hour, 30 minutes. Yeah, we yelled, we ranted.
It was great.
Yeah, we ranted. Yeah, no, we had a great time with everybody. It's been fun. Again, we're back again Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern of next week. And again, throughout the week, there's going to be podcasts sprinkling out. I'm going to have another statue unveiling. This time it's going to be the Batman 1966 surfing Batman that goes with my Joker. I'm going to be revealing that this week. And then, of course, 2 Levels of Geeks episodes from our 64 and 65, which is Raiders of the Lost Ark. And I think Assassins is coming out right behind that. So you guys are going to be catching up with that and have some fun with some old archives of us together doing our podcast. Other than that, guys, I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and that is...
Nate from Netflix Reviews.
Be awesome to each other and geek out. So every time we go live or you guys would be notified. Till then, be awesome to each other and geek out. Hey, before you go, please consider subscribing